The big A word, I can't, choking on it. It's like, I could not use that word until I was like 50 years old. It was such a big word. It carried so much weight, and it was so important to me that I never called myself an artist. I could not use that word.
I think the most unfortunate part of freelancing is the word free, and is in the word freelance. So I think that already has negative connotations. People are like, oh well, I have my baby's graduating preschool, and this is something that's going to be good for your reel.
If you don't want to work 9 to 5, you sure as hell ain't going to be working 9 to 5. You're going to be putting in real hours, because it's a career and not just a job.
At one time in the National Tour de Les Mis, there was a lot of drug use. So sometimes it was just endless. The touring thing, although the money's really, really good, can drive people a little bit crazy.
There are a lot of times I come home after a 12-hour day, and my girlfriend's like, "Cool, we get to hang out." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I want to write my script," or, I want to finish this edit for one of my projects. So, that also makes it really tough for relationships.
I mean, I'm married to my work. It's the most important thing to me right now. I figure if I push it really hard for the next 5, maybe 6 years, I will have pushed hard enough to where I can afford the time to really give to a relationship. But I think that art must come first.
It can get hateful out there on the road because you're forced to sit on the plane next to somebody that you've just had a terrible argument with. You can't escape them. There's nowhere to go. You're living in a hotel with them. They're in the lobby when you go downstairs. You can't get away from them. You have to work with them. So it can get kind of tricky.
Just the other day, I had somebody tell me like, "Oh, you should just get a real job," and I was like, "What do you mean?" So it's like I work for a living, Sometimes I find myself getting sick just because I'm pulling all-nighters editing, and then I have to, go shoot the next day, and that's happened numerous times. So it takes a toll on you.
If I wasn't doing this and I didn't have the money to do this, I would probably be putting rubber bands on cigar boxes or something. I literally would. I'm just driven. I've been driven my whole life to make crap. So
I don't remember a time when I didn't want to make art. You have to be willing to sit down and treat it like a real job. A surgeon can't say, "Yo, I really don't feel like doing this bypass today." It's just not gonna happen. You still have to do the work.